Hi, hello. I am in that nerd Diaz closet. More like corner, but it's fine. Here's some of his collection of his fantastic films that I'm gonna look through today. Oh, I see. This collection is very well organized. He's got the MCU up here, the DCU or DC, Pixar, Transformers, Michael Bay. It's cool. Oh yes, I gotta start with this one. This is a very good piece of art. Drive My Car. Sure, they do not express much. Half the movie, they're all like, but the emotions that they convey with just a, it's so powerful. And the ending is one of the best endings in cinematic history. It's just so calm, and you know that they're fulfilled. It'll all be okay. I'm for sure picking that up. This piece of work, The Whale. I saw this in the cinema with my dad back in 2022. I don't cry in front of him much, well, concerning films anyway. But this one just made me die inside. It made me realize that I have to bet. Mom! Oh, thank you. Mom! I'm making a video, Mom! But this one is the first one that truly made me go, I'm gonna kill myself. Because it made me reflect on my own mistakes and my own inadequacies. So, The Whale is a very good piece of work. I'm for sure picking that up. I'm just looking at the Blu-rays. I gotta look at the DVDs also. Not a high quality art form, but it's still an art form. Very nostalgic to me, regardless. There's some DVDs back here. Ooh, 30 going on 30. This is a very incredible rom-com. It's personally my favorite rom-com of all time. It probably has to do with the fact that my mother, this is her favorite film of all time. It's just it's just a fun time. And if it explores what a 13-year-old would feel about herself in 30 years, or no, more like, I'm not going to do the math, but like in a few years. So it's a very thought-provoking film, and like it makes you question yourself and your questions and how you would act in an adult setting. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not picking this film up, but I remember an ex of mine loving this movie, and I think that Nerd Diaz bought it so they can watch it together specifically, that never happened. So now it's just sitting there. He can never watch it because it'll remind him of what didn't happen. So yeah, I can never watch this film anymore. Plus, it's just terrifying. It looks terrifying. I don't like it. There's so many good. Okay. A hot take of mine is I don't like Uncut Gems. It's one of the most boring films I've ever seen. It had some good things going for it. Sure, Adam Sandler was good in it, but he was amazing in Click. I'm actually picking this up as one of my favorite comedies. I love the concept, and it's a really good piece of art. It genuinely is a good movie. It's a fun time. But this one, I just can't with the characters. Everyone's just annoying. They're just yelling at each other. Sure, that's the point, apparently, that you don't know what's going on, but I want to know what's going on in that piece of film. I have no idea what's going on in this. And the ending just happens. I've seen that ending done multiple times. Here's another beautiful film. Reservoir Dogs has a similar ending. Yeah, I don't like this film. Why is there a DVD in here? Put it back. There we go. Oppenheimer. That's a film. This is a film right here. This has gotten me through so many beautiful and horrible memories. So in 2023, when this released, I watched it in 7mm IMAX with my father. I bought the tickets. He drove me to LA, and we watched it. I did cross country at the time, so I had to do it like a few hours after practice. We had early morning practice, so I slept like a minute through the movie because I was incredibly tired. I ran 10 miles that day. It was a long run, but yeah, this film has gotten me through some horrible times and some happy, very happy times. I went on a date to Oppenheimer because it was re-released, and I took my girlfriend at the time to watch Oppenheimer. One of the best things I've ever done with my life, take a girl to watch Oppenheimer as a date. I don't think I'll ever top that. This is an interesting piece of work. The Cursed. I've seen this once back in 2022, I believe. Yeah, 2022. I loved it back when I first saw it. But the more time has progressed, in 2 years, I completely forgot this was a thing. But I gave it 5 stars at the time. It was perfect. The sound design, immaculate. That's another horror film. But I just can't for the life of me remember what this is about. And if I rewatch it, I don't know if I'll love it the same. But I'll give it a shot. I'll try. I'll try again. One more movie. I feel like I have one more movie in me. What's a good one? I'm not gonna pick this one up since obviously I already own it. But The Incredibles. I don't know if I love it because of the film itself or because of the history I have behind it. Because when my baby brother was being born, he's 16. Back in 2007, I was like 1 year old, or 2, or more like 2 years old at the time. No, almost 2 years old at the time, and I was left with my grandma. So she didn't speak English, so she's Mexican. She speaks Spanish, and I was just with her. And the only film we had was The Incredibles, and I loved it when I was like 2. So I kept on asking her to replay it, run it back, whenever it ended. And we must have watched it like 10 times. Literally 10 times. She watched this 10 times back to back, and she did not understand a single word. That story just made me love this movie, but rewatching it as an adult, now a sophisticated adult with superb taste in cinema, I don't know if it holds up for me. To be honest, I find it to drag quite a bit. But the memory I have behind it is just unforgettable. I have a connection with this film. But I already have it. I'm not picking it up. This is my last pick. I know. Migration. Back in 2023, when the Super Mario Bros. Released, my best friend, maybe at the time, just kidding. My best friend, Jack Sumanek, he is in love with Mario. I don't know how you can be in love with a video game. Video games are, because film is obviously the superior medium. But I digress. This teaser trailer played right before the movie started. And as a kid, I loved chasing mallard ducks. The green, the brown birds. I loved those birds. I got like books on them, and I'm like, the green ones are the males, the brown ones are the females. And when I heard a film was being made specifically about mallards, I lost my mind. I became the world's biggest fan of this film. I don't know if that Nobel Diaz will put up the photo, but I have a photo with not the migration bird, with Gwen specifically, in Universal Studios Hollywood, where at that day I bought the migration shirt and 2 plush toys. And the very next day I was watching it because my extended family, my uncle, my aunt, and my cousin. Yeah, I think it was just my cousin. Just the one cousin that was there so far. We had tickets to watch it the next day. So, and my same girlfriend at the time, I went to go see her right before I saw the film because she worked at the mall, and then the mall was right across from the movie theater, so I went to go pay her a visit. And I saw her dad. And so I talked to him, and he just saw me with my migration toys, my migration shirt, and they had posters out with my migration poster, and I'm just like a 5-year-old with like all my stuff. Yeah, they hate me now, but it's whatever. But like, migration has always been there for me, even with that. I love migration. So I think that's it. There's a lot of good films in here, except for what is a bad film that he has. What is a bad film that he has? I don't know, because all these are perfect. Oh, he hasn't seen it, but Ponyo. One of his best friends got it for him, knowing, she had to know, he was never going to watch it anytime soon. Because he hates Studio Ghibli. I personally... So yeah, I think that's it. these are that's my collection. I'll go purchase these now, and thank you for having me. Goodbye.